Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1967 AL Pennant Chase. We are at September the 10th, and we are at Fenway Park for the game between the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. Let's get you caught up on what happened earlier in the day on the inside pitch PC game. Detroit and Chicago played a doubleheader. Chicago won the first game 7-4 behind Joe Borland as he bested Joe Sparma. The Sox had an uproar with 4 runs in the first. 2 home runs by Pete Ward, player of the game for Sox in Game 1. Game 2 did not go so well for the Sox as Denny McLain won that one 6-2 over the Sox to split the doubleheader. So 1-1 there. And I tell you what, Boston's best friend might be the Baltimore Orioles as they knock off the Twins, one of their close competitors, 7-5. Twins led that one 4-0 going to the bottom of the 6th, but a 4-run 8th inning did them in. Kurt Leffery hit a home run, but the bullpen could not hold it, and Ron Klein, their reliever, took the loss. So with that all in mind, let's look at the most up-to-date standings as of now before this game gets played, and we will see that in the replay the Red Sox are 6-2. Detroit now is 9-2 after splitting the doubleheader. Minnesota drops to 4-7. Chicago, splitting the doubleheader, goes to 3-8. And now your updated standings: Detroit's a half game back, depending on what Boston does in this game. Minnesota drops to 4 games back, and Chicago to 7. So if Minnesota keeps losing, it might turn out to be a 2-team race all the way. So let me fix the focus since I got the computer all in the way there. Let's fix this focus here. I think that did it. I think we're good to go now. All right, there are your starting lineups and your benches and bullpens. And we'll look at the score sheet in case you want to pause the video or whatever and look at the ratings of all the players and look at the clean score sheet before my messy penmanship dogs it out. There you go. Red Sox won this game in real world 9-1. So it's Al Downing for the Yankees against Gary Bell for the Red Sox. The Red Sox picked up Gary Bell from Cleveland in a midseason trade. All right, I think everything is copacetic. I do have my cup of coffee, my last cup of coffee for the day. I'm going to drink that while I'm playing. So if you hear some slurping, please ignore it. Got our colored dice, close as I can get to Boston. Red, white, and blue, best I can do. So we will get this thing going. There is the outfield throwing arm chart. You can see with the Yankees, Roy White has a +2 arm in right field, so the Yankees will certainly run on, the Red Sox will certainly be running on him, not so much on the other two, but definitely on him. And Boston, Ken Harrelson has a +1 arm in right, so again, the right fielders for both teams can be run on, the other ones not so much. But we'll see how it plays out. And we're ready to go. Horace Clark, and I'm going to move them out of the way when they're not batting so I can free up first base here. So Horace Clark will lead things off for the Yankees against Gary Bell. The Yankees trying to play spoiler and help out the other teams in the division and, more importantly, hurt Boston as an arch rival. 2-1's an error on the throw chance. Goes Clark. 1-3. It's a single to second base. That is a 1, so there will be an error because that is a 1 there. I know it's kind of faded out there, but that is a 1. So it's an error on a throw. Now he's going to get the single already. So he will be at first base. The question is, does the throw get away so he can go to second? Well, the receiver on the throw is George Scott. His range is a 4. And it is a 4, so he will snag it and keep it from getting by him. So if I'm reading this correctly, on a failed error on a throw, on a single, number 9, infield single, 1 extra base advancement on bad throw, otherwise only gets 1 base total. So he just gets the 1 base total because of the fact that Scott was able to block that throw. So it's going to be a single. But it's kind of weird because if he doesn't move up, there's no error. So he's actually going to get second base. My bad. He he would get third if he got the extra play, because you got to get, if you're going to charge an error, then you got to give him, you got to send him to third, that's second base where there's no error. So you got to do that. Rule a little bit vague on that one to me. Of course, I don't play it as often as RJL does, so you know I'm not 100% pat on all the idiosyncrasies, but just using logic, if he already got the infield single and you get a throwing error and you charge a throwing error, and he's got to get to second somehow. So I mean, if he stays at first, then there's no error. So just trying to use logic on that. All right, so coming up now is Jake Gibbs. Strategy roll, nothing happening. 1-6 is a blank on Bell. We go to Gibbs. And RJL, if you're watching this and I did it wrong, let me know. Or somebody let me know. That way I can fix it for next time. 6-5. 6-5 is a power result to right field. And it goes to 14, but that's a 19, so it is a power result to right field. It is a fly to right field. Now, one thing I'm not sure of on these power results, does that, like a failed home run, it's an automatic sacrifice fly. I don't know that on these power results. I'm thinking it is, but I don't know for sure. I don't have the rules in front of me to check it. I don't run into this very often, but we're going to go ahead and see if he gets a sacrifice fly manually, which he does. He's a 2, and that's a 2, so it's a moot point. I'm sorry, it's not a sacrifice fly. The guy was on second, not on third. What am I doing? So he's not going to go anywhere because you lose 3 trying to get from second to third on the fly to left. And the runner Clark is a 4. You lose 3, makes him a 1, but Yastrzemski's a -1, so he can't even go anywhere. So, or is it, no, I'm sorry, it's a fly to right, my bad. So he should get third base. That's all discombobulated here, aren't I? Let's run this through this again. +1 arm for Harrelson. You lose 1 going from second to third, so it washes out. So Clark is a 4, and we rolled less than a 4, I believe. I'll roll it again. I think I already rolled a 4 on that, so he's getting third base. So I'll get it straight in a minute. I'll get myself undiscombobulated here very shortly. But he does take third on the throw, on the fly out to right field, because Harrelson has a +1 arm and he's got good speed. You know he's going to get to third base. All right, so next up is Tom Tresh. Infield is back. It's early in the game. 5-1 strikeout, 15. He strikes out at a 14, but the stadium doesn't add anything, so Tresh will get to swing it. 6-6 is a liner right to third. It could be a double play. L5 with a runner on third. Runner on third, and it's hit the third. We need a 3 for it to be a double play. It is not. He holds on at third base and does not get doubled off. So that'll bring up Pepitone. And it's up to Pepitone to get the run home. Infield now, of course, regular back to normal. Bell 4-6, strikeout 10, too high. We go to Pepitone. 1-2, it's a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So after all said and done, Yankees come away empty-handed. No runs, a hit, 1 error, and 1 left. Go to the bottom of the first. It's the Yankees nothing, and the Red Sox coming to bat. And hopefully, the rest of the ball game will be smoother than what this top of the first was. Hopefully. All right, so Mike Andrews will lead it off for the Red Sox against Al Downing, the lefty. 3-3, strikeout chance, 12 is too high. We go to Andrews. 6-3, it's a star 3, which is a fly to center, and it's put away out in center field by Steve Whitaker. So 1 away. Brings up Jerry Adair, third baseman. Not very good. He's a much better second baseman at a 3 and a 7, but at third base he's a 1 and 11. Not very good, but they want to get Andrews in the game too. 6-4 is a strikeout chance. That's a 14, way too high for that. Go to Adair. 1-3, it's a single to left field. So Jerry Adair gets himself a 1-out single. His attempt is a 1. It's the only way he can get the lead is on a 1. And he doesn't get it, so he will stand pat. And that brings up Yastrzemski, left fielder. Infield at double play depth. Downing to Yastrzemski, 3-5, and that is a potential walk. It's a 2. It will be a walk. It's not potential anymore. It is a walk. So we'll move them out of the way. Runners at first and second for the Boomer, George Scott. Still only 1 out and 2 on. Red Sox looking to take an early lead. Nothing on the havoc roll. Here's Downing to Scott. 4-6, and that's a range play at the ballpark. So we are going to Fenway Park for the first time for a range play. Well, Suadice, so we have to redo that again. 4-6, that's a home run to the pull side. But against the lefties, he's only a 6, so it's not going to be a home run, but it is a range check. So if the range fails, it will drop for a double. It went to left field because that's the pull side. Left fielder for the Yankees is Tresh. His range is only a 2. Can't get it. It's going to be a double. A double for George Scott. Now the question is, will Yastrzemski score on the double to left field? Well, we'll look at the chart. Double to left to score from first, you're -1. So Yastrzemski runs at a 3. He's now a 2, so 1 to 2 he will score. He does not. He's got to hold up. So second and third, but 1 run is in. Yastrzemski now at third, second and third, with just 1 out, and the infield is drawn in. And here comes Hawk Harrelson. Infield is in. 3-6 is a range play. That's going to take away 2 from their infielders if it's a ground ball. That's the danger of playing the infield in. Harrelson 4-1 is a liner to short. That's still going to take 2 away from his range. The shortstop is Amaro. He's a 3, but he drops to a 1 with the infield in. But he gets it anyway, so how about that? It's a liner to short. In fact, it might be a double play. This could be an incredible play for Amaro. He makes the catch. Now, can he double off the runner at second and or third? Liner to short with a runner at second. It's a 2 to 3. There is no provision for a double play at third, but a 2 or 3, and he doubles the runner at second. He does. It's a double play. They double off George Scott, and they get out of the mess. So it's a 6-6 unassisted double play. Actually, we'll call it 6-4 double play because with the infield in, he'd have to probably throw it to second to get the out, but it really doesn't matter. The point is, it's a double play. So it's a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. So at the end of 1, it's the Red Sox 1 and the Yankees nothing. And that will bring up Steve Whitaker, center fielder. Interestingly enough, he's got better range in center than he does in right, according to the ratings, which is kind of different from what you're used to seeing, but it's the way he's rated, so that's the way we'll play it. 6-6 is a walk. 7, he walks at a 7, but the stadium takes 1 away, so it will not be a walk. We'll go to Whitaker, finish the at bat. 1-5, he's going to fly to center, and that's 1 away. So 1 down, and that brings up Roy White, a very young Roy White. And it looks like I messed up the focus maybe. Let me check that again. Here we go. I did something to mess up the focus. Don't know what it was, but now it's fixed. So here's a Roy White. Bell, 1-5 is a walk chance. 9, he will walk him. That's an 11 -1, but that still fits. So Roy White drawing the 1 out walk. And his attempt is a 5. 14, he's got to stay in pat, and that's going to bring up Charlie Smith, third baseman. He is a double play candidate. Bell, 4-6 is a strikeout chance. 9, he's also a strikeout candidate, and he goes down on strikes. 2 down for Ruben Day After Tomorrow, or Ruben Search for Tomorrow, however you want to call him. 20, there's a chance for a pickoff, but it's not going to be that, as White gets back. Bell to Amaro. 6-3 is a range play. Infield is back. It's a range play. 1-2. Ground ball to first. We're checking the range of George Scott. Checking the range of George Scott. His range is a 4. And he makes the play. And he'll flip to Bell covering. 3-1. Scoring at home, and you know you should be. And that's going to end the inning. So nothing to do for the Yankees. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Sox. So hopefully the first inning and a half, a little bit under standards for me anyway, so hopefully it's going to get better. Trying to record this on Sunday morning, late Sunday morning before I have to leave the house for upload on Sunday night. So hopefully get that done. Here's Downing to Petrocelli, 3-4. That's an error on a ground ball chance. 3-2, and that is a single to third, but it's not going to be an error. It's not going to be a single chance. It's going to be not going to be an error chance. Rather, it's going to be a speed chance for Petrocelli. He runs at a 3, and that is a 3. So I believe he beats this out. Let me double check it. ABR is higher than the. Let's see here. If higher than ABR, then the runner hitter advances one extra. Well, that's not it. Let's see here. Here we go. If roll is higher, hitter is out. Otherwise, it's single. It's not higher. It's the same. So he will beat that out. So Rico beats out an infield hit. Throwing a burst of speed from somewhere. His attempt is a 1. Let's see if he can get that attempt. He cannot. So he will stand pat, and that brings up Reggie Smith. Downing to Smith, 3-4. Another possible error on a ground ball. 1-1 is against a lefty. That's a double to center field. There's no ground ball to worry about an error on that one. That's a double to center. Although I think technically you're supposed to do an error because I don't know why, but they say you're supposed to because it's not a ground ball. To me, a double is a line drive. It's not a ground ball. So to me, that takes that out of the equation. I'm just using that for myself. It might be technically not correct in the rule book, but for me, for making sense, I'm not going to count the error chance at all. Plus, Whitaker's a 0 in center field error rating, so he can't make an error anyway. But just for editorial purposes, I'm doing it that way. All right, so the runner on first, Petrocelli runs at a 3. Whitaker's arm combination on the chart, score from first on a double is a 0. So it has to be a 3 for him to score. It is, and since it's a 1, there's a chance Reggie Smith will take third on the throw. He's a 4, and he will take third on the throw. So how about that? It's an RBI double from Reggie Smith, and he takes third on the throw home. And now he is at third base with nobody out, and the infield will have to come in again. Things getting from bad to worse for the Yankees. Nothing on the strategy. We're not going to try any kind of suicide squeeze or anything like that. So Downing, 2-5, strikeout plus. Well, that helps a little bit as he strikes out Ryan for out number 1. Now you got the pitcher Gary Bell, so he might be able to get out of this. Infield's still in. He's got to get Gary Bell. Not give up anything cheap to him. Another strikeout would help. 6-2, it's a blank. Go to Bell. 1-2, it's a ground ball to short. With the infield in, Reggie Smith runs at a 4. He drops to a 2. He can score on a 1-2 or a 6. They're going to send him. 1-2 or a 6, he will score. It's a 1, so he does come home. Bell reaches on the fielder's choice as they sent Smith from third, and he still beat the throw. So an RBI ground out from Gary Bell. How about that? And here's Mike Andrews. Two 1 strikeout 5, got him. So that's 2 down for Jerry Adair. 2 down, but 2 more are in, and it's 3-0 Red Sox here in the bottom of the second. Downing running into some serious trouble. 1-3 is a possible error on a throw. 2-4, that's a liner to second, so it's not going to matter. That's just going to end the inning. So 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 2 innings in the books, and it's 3-0 Carmines. And Al Downing, even though he pitches lefty, he bats righty, and he will lead off the top of the third. 1-5, and that is a walk chance. And he will actually walk Al Downing, the pitcher. How about that? Talk about something you don't want to do. You walk the opposing pitcher to lead off the inning. That's not going to play well. Here's Horace Clark, the batter. Chance for a kickoff for Bell, but no 20s, nothing going on. Bell, 1-5 is a walk chance again, but 13's too much for Clark. 4-4, that's a power result to center field. It goes up to 10. That's a 2. It's a single to center field. And to get from first to third on a single to center against Boston, it is a -1. A -1. Downing runs at a 1, so he runs at a 2, so he would need a 1 to get there. And he does not, so he's going to hold at second base. So runners are at first and second with nobody out for Jake Gibbs. So maybe the Yankees have something cooking. We shall see. Strategy roll, nothing going on. Bell to Gibbs, 5-3. It's a straight up home run chance. Gibbs is a 4, but that's a 16, so it fails, but he does get to swing. I'm sorry, 5-4 was a walk chance. My bad. That was a walk chance, but I believe the walk failed as well. So 6-1 is a liner to second. That could be a double play. And I wish I had the ability to rewind this, because I'm thinking that I read that wrong, and it should have been a 5-4. I think I rolled a 5-4 and read 5-3. But now I'm in doubt, so I'm not sure what happened. So since I'm not sure what happened, I'm going to redo the at-bat. That's the only fair thing I can think of, because I really don't know which way it was, and I don't want to cheat either team. So we're just going to re-roll the entire at-bat. I'm not going to worry about the strategy roll. I'm just going to re-roll the entire at-bat for Jake Gibbs and see what we got. We got a 3-4, which is a pitcher result. 1 to 10 is an automatic single. That's an 8. So that's an S1. Let's see if that scores a run on an S1. Score from second on an S1. Everybody scores. So this guy, even the pitcher, Downing, only runs at a 2, he will score automatically. Clark runs at a 4, so to get from first to third, you need a 4. Now he has it, so he will take third on the base hit by Jake Gibbs. So I know Red Sox fans are probably protesting, but to me, if I don't know the result and I'm not sure which way it went, I don't want to guess. So my only alternative, if this was a live video, I could go back and rewind it and find out. But since it's recording, I have no way of doing that. So the only fair thing to me was to redo the at-bat. So blame the guy who's having issues playing the game today for mistakes. That's okay. I'll take the blame. All right, strategy roll for Bell. Nothing happening. So here's Tresh, infield looking for the double play. 4-2, and that is going to be a single when he's tired, but he's not tired, so it goes to Tresh. 6-4, and against a right-hander, that is a ground ball to short, possible double play. The run's going to score automatically because they were playing back for the double play, and Clark, who runs at a 4, will score easily. And with nobody out, he's going to score automatically whether they get the double play or not. But there is a double play opportunity on a ground ball to short. He's double play as a 4. They're halfway, makes it a 5. The pivot, Andrews at second base, is a -1, brings it back to a 4. So 1 to 4, they turn the double play. And they do. So it's a double play, 6-4-3. Clears the bases. The run does score to make it a 3-2 game. But now the bases are clear. 2 outs, base is empty, and Bell should be able to get out of it without any further damage. Suidice, unless Pepitone goes deep or something. Bell, 3-1, strikeout 5, got him. So Pepitone out on strikes to end the inning, and it's 2 runs for the Yankees. Some people may say it's a rigged inning or it's a tainted inning, but what am I going to do? I don't have the ability to do anything else. All right, so 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and with the double play, nobody left. So we go to the bottom of the third, 3-2. Red Sox still lead it, and Yastrzemski will lead off against Downing. 5-6 is a blank. We go to Yaz. Whoops, Sue dice. That didn't. White die didn't go through for whatever reason. We're checking Yaz. 5-5 is a star 3, which is a fly to center. And that's put away out there by Whitaker for out number 1. That'll bring up the boomer, George Scott. Let's see if, yeah, okay, this focus still looks okay. So the boomer, George Scott, is up. 1-2 is a blank. Go to Scott. 5-4, and that is a star 3, which is another fly to center. So again, Whitaker puts it away. 2 down for the Hawk, Ken Harrelson. He lined it short his first time up. Actually lined to a double play. 5-1, strikeout 2, got him. So easy inning that time for Mr. Downing. That certainly helps the cause. 3 up and 3 down. After 3 complete, it's the Red Sox 3 and the Yankees 2. So now maybe we got ourselves a ball game. And since we're at the end of the 3rd inning, we'll do the score sheet update, kind of a recap to see what's happened. In the 1st inning, Jerry Adair singled, went to second on a walk to Yaz. Then a double by Scott scored him. But then with the runner on 3rd, could only get to 3rd on the double. Then the next batter up, Harrelson lined to a double play to short, and they doubled off the runner at 2nd to end the inning. Bottom of the 2nd, Red Sox back at it. A single by Petrocelli, a double by Reggie Smith scored Petrocelli. And then a fielder's choice, Gary Bell with the infield in, hit a ground ball to 3rd. They still try to come home with it. Reggie Smith beat the throw to score to make it 3-0. Then here in the top of the 3rd, or most recently top of the 3rd, leadoff walk to the pitcher. That's usually a bad sign. And then a single by Clark puts runners at 1st and 2nd. Single by Gibbs put runners on the corners. Then a 6-4-3 double play by Tresh scored the runner from 3rd, Clark. And then Pepitone struck out to end the inning. So that's where we stand as we head to the bottom of the 4th. And Steve Whitaker, the center fielder, is your batter. Gary Bell, 6-1, blank to a lefty, star line to a righty, but blank to a lefty. 3-6, and that's a ground ball to 2nd for out number 1. As Andrews takes care of it, and that brings up a young Roy White. Bell, 1-2, strikeout chance 5, got him. He's a 7, and the stadium doesn't do anything with it, so it's strikeout stands for out number 2. And that brings up Charlie Smith. Bell, 1-3, strikeout chance 2, got him. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Gary Bell. Gary Bell pitches a 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 3-2 Red Sox. And due up for the Sox, it'll be Rico Petrocelli, followed by Smith and Ryan. 2-4, and that is a strikeout chance. 10 is going to get him against the lefty. Strikes out at 13. So Petrocelli out on strikes. Brings up Reggie Smith. He had the RBI double his first time up. 6-5, strikeout chance 20 too much. Go to Smith. 4-2 is a ground ball right back to Downing. Easy play. 2 up and 2 down for Mike Ryan. Downing to Ryan. 1-2 is a blank. Walk plus to a lefty, but blank to a righty. Ryan, 5-3, and that's going to be a single against the lefty. It's a single past the pitcher. So Mike Ryan gets himself a 2-out single. And what that does is it allows Gary Bell to bat, which could be big. You clear him this inning and start out at the top of the order next inning. Most, probable. Ryan has an attempt of 1. Nope, nothing's going on. So Downing to Bell. 1-4 is a walk chance. 9 will not walk him. There's Bell. 4-1, it's a fly to center to end the inning, but they at least clear the pitcher. So the leadoff man, Andrews, can start next inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. He played 4 from Fenway, and still 3-2 Red Sox in the lead. Morrow, the batter. Start the fifth. 2-4. Range play at the park. Haven't been to Fenway that much. It's only the second check at Fenway. Both times have been range plays. 6-5 is a single plus to right field, but it's a range check. Harrelson, though, is only a 2, so not likely to get this. And he doesn't, so it's going to be a single plus. So that means Amaro has a single and has to try for this to turn it into a double. Harrelson's a +1 arm. Amaro runs at a 2, so it's a 1-3. He'll make it. He does not. He's got a hold at first base. So he's at first base on the leadoff single, and it brings up Al Downing. Strategy roll. Nothing going on. Here's Downing now. He's not a very good bunter. Only bunts at a 2. The corners are in, would make him a 1. So they're going to have him surprise the Red Sox and try to swing away. Bell 3-4 is a pitcher result, and since he's a righty, a 1-19 is an out. So that will be an out. What kind of an out? It is a 2, which is a fly to center, 1 away. So that they tried to fool him, but I think they just fooled themselves and leave the runner at first base. For the top of the order, and Horace Clark. 6-3 range play. We go to Horace Clark for a range check, and we get a 1-4, which is a liner to third. So we're checking the range of the third baseman. That would be Jerry Adair, but his range is only a 1, so not very good. And he doesn't get it, so that they pay the price for putting a bad third baseman out there. The Red Sox pay the price. So failed range on a liner to third turns into a number 5. Let's see here. We're going to roll 1d6 versus the ABR of the runner. If higher than the ABR, the runner advances 1 base, otherwise 2 extra bases. It says here, according to this. But that's more of an error thing, so that's a little bit confusing as well. To me, if it's a failed range play, I'm going to check and see if it's a single or a double. It is a double, so it's going to be a double down the line. Double down the line. The question is, will Amaro score it from first base? Yastrzemski with his -1 arm on a double, it's a -2 to try to score from first base. And Amaro runs at 2, so he has to hold. He has no option to move up. So it is second and third with 1 out for Jake Gibbs. So Jake Gibbs is the batter. And we'll move Bell over here since he's pitching to Gibbs. So we don't do crisscrossing here. So the infield is in, trying to choke that runoff. Bell to Gibbs. 5-6 strikeout. They could use that in the worst way, but they don't get it. So now Gibbs will swing it. 4-2, and that is a ground ball to third, but he's only a 2. Infield in means he has to hold. So can't go anywhere. They freeze the runner. This time Adair makes the play. It's now 2 away, and the infield can go back to normal. Here's Tom Tresh. It's a 1, but you got to have a 20 to have the pickoff. So Bell to Tresh, 4-1, strikeout plus to a righty, but he's a lefty since he's batting switch, and so it's just a blank. Tresh, 6-2, and that's a star 3, ground ball to second to end the inning. So the Yankees put runners at second and third with only 1 out, but cannot bring anybody home. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. That could come back to bite them later in the game. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's still 3-2 in favor of the Yankees. So Al Downing back out to face Mike Andrews. Start the bottom of the 5th. Andrews has he has flown out and struck out. So I was looking at Adair, but he's 0 for 2. Downing with the pitch, 5-2, strikeout chance, and a 5 will strike him out. So Andrews is out of there. So Andrews 0 for 3 from the leadoff spot for Jerry Adair. 4-3, and that's a possible error. 2-3 rather is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Downing, his error rating is a 0, so no error there. 2 up and 2 down for Yaz. So Downing has settled in. He is actually retired, if I'm looking at this correctly. Let's see, he's retired 2, 5, 9, 11, 10 the last 11 he's faced. 4-6 is a range play at the park. So again, another range play at Fenway. 2-2, that's a home run to the pull side. You don't have to worry about a range here. That is gone. 16, that's a 12. So Yaz goes to the pull side and pulls it into the Red Sox bullpen, or Yankee bullpen, one of those bullpens out there. And the Red Sox lead at 4-2. There was no doubter about that one. Range all you want, but Roy White had no chance. And that ball was blasted. 3-5 against George Scott against a right-hander. That's an automatic out. So the automatic out will be a ground ball to second to end the inning. But the Yaz homer gives the Red Sox an insurance run, and they lead it 4-2 now as we go to the 6th. It's a 4-2 Red Sox lead. And Joe Pepitone is 0 for 2. 2-4 is a range play at the park again. Every time we've gone to Fenway, it's been a range check. 6-5, that's a single plus to right field. Hawk Harrelson again is only a 2. And he can't get it, so we're going to have a single plus check for Pepitone. He's a 3. Harrelson's a +1, so a 1-4. He turns it into a double. He does not. He's got a hold with a single. So Pepitone, a long single. His first hit of the game. And you can bet when the innings get a little bit later, if the Sox still have the lead, they will probably replace Harrelson with a better defender. But right now, going with what they got. Nothing on the strategy. Here comes Whitaker. I'm not doing any hit and runs. We're going to go ahead and have him swing away. Bell, 2-2 is a blank to a lefty, so we go to Whitaker. 1-1, ground ball to third, possible double play. He's a 2. Halfway makes him a 3. The pivot, though, from Andrews is a -1, drops it to a 2. 1-2, it's a double play. It is not. It's going to be a fielder's choice as they will force Pepitone. Goes 5-4 on the fielder's choice, and Whitaker takes over as the runner. His attempt on a steal is to get the jump is a 1, and he's not going to do that, so he'll stay in pat for Roy White. Bell to White, 3-3. That's a walk chance. 7 will walk him. So all of a sudden now, Yankees with 2 on and 1 out for Charlie Smith. Nothing on the havoc. Bell, 1-4. That's a wild pitch chance. That's a 6. No longer a chance. That's a actual wild pitch. So both runners will move up on the wild pitch, and now that changes the complexion of everything as the infield will have to come in. So now we're going to move Bell over to here and the batter over here, but now the infield is in thanks to that wild pitch. 1-4, another wild pitch, but a 15 will not be this time. This time Ryan blocks it. He was ready for that one. Just ball 2. 1-6 is a blank. Go to Charlie Smith. 4-1's a fly to left, possible sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 1. So that's going to fail. Fly to left, runner on third is Whitaker. He runs at a 2, but Yastrzemski's got a -1 arm, so this has to be a 1 to make it. And he does. How about that? Sacrifice fly. Oops. Runner cannot move to third on that. It's just a sacrifice fly to left field for Charlie Smith, and that wild pitch directly contributed to that run. I think they kind of caught Yastrzemski off guard. He was thinking they weren't going to try anything, but they did, and it worked. So 2 down for Ruben Amaro. So now a 4-3 game, as the Yankees with 1 hit here could tie the game. Bell, 2-6 is a blank to a right-handed Amaro. So now we go to Amaro, and it's a 6-6. It's a single to left field. Possible chance to tie the game. There are 2 outs, so Roy White runs at a 4, but he now has a 5 with 2 outs. We'll look at the single to left field with Boston. It's a 0 effect, so it's a 1 to 5. So anything other than a 6, and he will score. It's a 6, so he might be thrown out. So we go to the chart, and with a -1 arm, it's a 1 to 4. We go to this third throw chart. 5 or 6, he just holds. It's a 3. We're going to the throw chart, and what it says here is if you get a 1, the lead runner advances. Anything 2 to 5, basically a 1 or a 6, the lead runner will score. 2 to 5 is going to be thrown out. It's a 5. He's thrown out at home plate, trying to score. Yastrzemski didn't get the sacrifice fly assist, but he certainly got that assist as he throws out Roy White. Right, took him by surprise. So it's a 7-2 put out, despite the single by Amaro. It's going to end the inning for the Yankees. They get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Could have got more, but they got 1 to at least cut the lead to 4-3. But I'm sure they're thinking they coulda, shoulda had more, and it's all down to the woulda, coulda, shoulda. So now we go to the bottom of the 6th, and we are back to Ken Harrelson against Downing. 2-4, strikeout 9, not going to get him. Harrelson 5-2, it's a fly to right field, 1 away. He is out of here, and that'll bring up Rico Petrocelli. 6-1, pitcher result against a right-hander. A 1 to 9 is an automatic out. That's a 4, so it is an automatic out, and it's going to be a ground ball to second. Horace Clark all over it. 2 down. 2 up and 2 down for Reggie Smith. Downing to Smith. 3-6 range play for Reggie. 4-2 is a ground ball to Downing. His range is a 3. And he gets it. So easy play there for Downing. May look easier than what it was. And that's going to take care of the Sox here in the 6th inning. 3 up and 3 down. So we played 6. It's the Yankees 4. And the Red Sox, the Red Sox 4, Yankees 3. And Downing is scheduled to lead off the top of the 7th. We'll see if they want to pinch hit for him since they are down by a run. But we'll check our score sheet update for the middle 3 innings, the recap from the middle 3 innings. And we go to the 4th for the Yankees and the Red Sox. Neither one scored. In the 5th, 2-out home run from Yastrzemski made it 4-2. And then here, just in the top of the 6th, we had a single and a fielder's choice put Whitaker at first. The walk to Roy White put runs at first and second, but the big wild pitch moved him up to second and third, and Charlie Smith sacrifice fly scored the run. Amaro then singled, but then Roy White got thrown out the plate by Yastrzemski. 7-2 as Ryan put on the tag, and that's where we stand. It is 4-3 as we head to the top of the 7th. And then we'll figure out about Downing. He has faced 25 batters. He can face 27. And they are down by a run, so they may be looking to go to a pinch hitter here. I think they're going to have to. I don't think there's much choice in that. If they were tied, he'd probably still be in the game. But behind, I think you have to go for the offense here. Gary Bell can face 27. He has faced 26. So the Red Sox bullpen is active. They do have lefty Landis and righty Bucky Brandon in the bullpen. And coming up to hit for the Yankees, they will have this guy. Mickey Mantle will pinch hit. So Mickey Mantle, first one off the bench to pinch hit here in the top of the 7th. And then we'll get a new pitcher for the Yankees in the bottom half. So Mickey Mantle will pinch hit here against Bell. 4-3, and that is a strikeout chance to a righty, but he's a switch batting left, so it's a blank. Go to Mantle. 4-2, and he's going to pop it up to Petrocelli for out number 1. So Mantle fails in the pinch hitting job. 1 down. Here's Bell, 1-4. That's a ball one on a wild pitch. Bell is now tired. This is batter 28. He is now tired. But they're going to leave him in there. 1-6 is a blank. We get a Clark. 6-1, ground ball back to Bell. That's 2 down. And Bell scheduled to hit second next inning, so they really want to get him through the inning if at all possible, get him those 7 innings. 6-5 is a blank to Gibbs, the lefty, so we go to Gibbs. 6-5 again. Power result to right field. Goes to a 14. That's a 15. He just missed a triple. It's just a deep fly to right, and the inning is over. So that's going to be it for Gary Bell. He's going to go 7 innings and give up the 3 runs. And they will pinch hit for Bell in the bottom of the 7th. So that will be all for Bell, as he is scheduled to bat second next inning. They will pinch hit for him. Yankees will need a new pitcher since they pinch hit for Downing. And the Red Sox have Ryan, a pinch hitter, and Andrews. They got righties coming up. So they are going to go to Joe Verbanek, a right-hander out of the bullpen. Right-hander Joe Verbanek out of the bullpen. And let's see about the Red Sox, who they're going to use as a pinch hitter. Dalton Jones has picked up a bat, and he will pinch hit after Ryan has his regular bat. Dalton Jones will do the pinch hitting, 289 hitter. So Dalton Jones. And then it's just a matter of, I believe with lefties coming up, looks like Bill Landis has picked up a ball, and it's going to be Sparky Lyle loosening the bullpen, not Landis. It's going to be Sparky Lyle. So Sparky Lyle will be coming on in the top of the 8th for the Red Sox. In this, whoops. What do I do here? I knocked something off with the lighting. Hold on. I can have a power outage. My foot hit something. I think I took the plug out of the socket. I kicked the plug out of the socket briefly. So let's restart these lights. Hopefully that's still okay. Don't want to have any snafus like that, do we? All right, let's check the focus. That seems to be okay. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. So I invite you to pull out your ukulele if you have one and sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Set to go for the bottom of the 7th. Tight one, 4-3. Looked like the Red Sox were going to run away with it at one point. It was 3-0 after 2 innings, but the Yankees have stuck around and made a game out of it. So Verbanek is your new pitcher for the Yankees. Al Downing is going to go 6 innings, and he's going to give up 4 runs, all of them earned. And he gives up 2, 4, 5, 6 hits. He walks just the one. He walked Yastrzemski. That was his only walk. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So final line on Downing: 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. For Gary Bell, he goes 7 innings, gives up 3 runs. All of those are earned. Even on the wild pitch, that still gives you the earned run, not like a pass ball would be unearned. Let's see, 1, 3, 5, 7 hits he gave up. He walked 3, and he struck out 4. That's what I got him for. So final line on Gary Bell: 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and he is in line to get the win if the bullpen can hold it. Remember, the Red Sox won this real game 9-1. So much tougher time coming up right now. And Verbanek will take on Mike Ryan to start the bottom of the 7th. 5-1, strikeout 8 is going to get him. So Mike Ryan out on strikes on the way. That brings up the pinch hitter, Dalton Jones. They will pinch hit with Dalton Jones against Verbanek. 2-2 is a strikeout chance. 3 got him. So Dalton Jones out on strikes. 2 up and 2 down. That's going to bring up Andrews. 2-6 is a blank. So now we go to Andrews' card. 2-4, and that is a single past shortstop. So Mike Andrews gets himself a single. 2-out single. His attempt is a 2. 20, but nothing's going on there, so they can't do any pickoffs or anything. So now Jerry Adair will swing it away. 1-6 is a pitcher result. 1-6 is an automatic out, but that's a 9, so Adair will swing it. 3-1, it's a single pass first base, and to get from first to third on an S3, all you need is a 2, and obviously Andrews runs at a 3 with 2 outs, it becomes a 4, so now runners are at the corners with 2 outs on the 2-out single by Adair. So back-to-back singles, and the Red Sox looking to add an insurance run with Carl Yastrzemski, but they may not let Verbanek face him. I think they're going to the lefty out of the pen, Steve Hamilton. They got to get the lefty out, so they don't want to. This could be the ball game right here. Not letting this extra run come across could be huge. So they're going to bring in Steve Hamilton, lefty on lefty, and see if that works against Yaz. So 2/3 of an inning for Verbanek. He gives up 2 hits. Doesn't walk anybody, strikes out 2, but 2 runners on base are his responsibility. So Hamilton has 2 inherited runners to deal with, as well as the batter, Carl Yastrzemski. Got his work cut out for him, let's just say. All right, here is Hamilton to Yastrzemski. 2-2 is a walk chance. 11 will walk him. That's going to load the bases. Now the bases are loaded for George Scott, a righty. So now what do? He's a 303 hitter, but they're going to trust that Hamilton can get out of this. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. No strategy roll really needed now at this point. 4-5, and that is a pitcher result. 1-10 against a righty is a single. That's a 9. It's an S1. That's a base hit. That will score Andrews and Adair. Adair runs at a 3. Let's just double check it first of all. Adair runs at a 3 with 2 outs, becomes a 4. And it's a single. We said it was a power result to. I'm sorry, it's a pitch result, S1. So it's S1 past the pitcher. So yeah, runner on second scores automatically. Let's see if the runner on first can make third. Yastrzemski runs at a 4 with 2 outs, so he will make it to third base. So it's a 2-run single by Scott. And so Verbanek is now going to be charged with both of those inherited runners. Yaz takes third. 2 runs are in now. It is now 6-3 Yankees in trouble. And Steve Hamilton is going to come out of there. He couldn't get the job done, so Hamilton will have to leave. And they will go to Thad Tillotson out of the pen to see if he can finally get out of the jam. So the third pitcher this inning, and it's going to be Tillotson to face Hawk Harrelson. Hamilton doesn't get anybody out, gives up a hit and a walk, and he's responsible for both runners on base. So Tillotson, his job is to get this third out. No strategy rolls anymore. Tillotson 1-6 ballpark card, going to Fenway for the first time when it's not a range play. 2-6, that's a double to left field for Hawk Harrelson. And the hit parade continues. That will score Yastrzemski. Let's check the base running advancement on a double to left. Double to left is a -1. So the runner, Scott, is a 3. -1 makes him a 2, but 2 outs brings him back to a 3. So 1-3 he will score. He does not. He's got to hold at third base. So second and third on the double by Harrelson. And that brings up Rico Petrocelli. And that third out is proving to be very elusive. 5-2, possible error on a ground ball. Just what the Yankees would need is an error. 4-4 is a single to center field. They don't have to worry about it. It's a single to center. And there's no error because Whitaker's a 0 error rating. But the single to center certainly worries them because that could be 2 more runs coming across the plate. Single to center, you add 1. There are already 2 outs. Now you're going to add 2 to the runner at second. The runner at second base is Harrelson. He's a 4. You add 2, he's a 6. He will score without a throw. So it's a 2-run single for Petrocelli. And the Red Sox have blown this thing wide open. Wide open. Scoring is Scott. And scoring is Hawk Harrelson. 5 runs in the inning now. It is 9-3. They won the real game 9-1. So this is kind of fitting more into that mold. And Reggie Smith is your batter. Tillotson going to stay out there. 4-5, and that's a strikeout chance. 10 finally gets out of the inning. Mercifully gets out of the inning. The Red Sox sent 9 to the plate. All 3 outs were strikeouts, but in between that, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits and a walk. So we have 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And so the Yankees now find themselves down by the score of 9-3 and in serious trouble. And now the Red Sox have pulled Sparky Lyle. He will actually not be the new pitcher. They will bring in another pitcher, and there's actually going to be a double switch because they want to get Harrelson out of there in right field and put a better defender out there. So Dick Williams is going to go to his bench for George Thomas. So Thomas will play right field. And the pitcher spot will now be Harrelson's in the will be the former Harrelson spot here in the 5th spot. Right field will now be the number 9 spot held by Thomas. So Thomas is your right fielder, hitting 9th. So let's update the score sheet to show that. And his defense is a 3, 8 plus 2. And he runs at a 3. And let's see, the new pitcher is going to bat in the 5th spot, formerly held by Hawk Harrelson. So let's make sure I got my lineup straight. So after George Scott would be the pitcher spot. After Mike Ryan would be the Thomas spot in right field, number 9. So the new pitcher for the Red Sox now is not going to be Lyle because they got the big lead now. So they're going to turn it over to Bucky Brandon instead. And Bucky Brandon will be hitting in the number 5 position behind George Scott, but that's a long way away to have to worry about his spot in the order. But Bucky Brandon will be on. And he's pretty much in mop-up duty now with the score 9-3, unless something really weird happens. We're in mop-up duty. So Tom Tresh will lead it off for the Yankees against Bucky Brandon. Two, 4, and that is an error chance. Tresh. 2-4 again is a liner right back to Brandon, and he will drop it. But I don't know if you can have an error on a line drive. Let me double check that. I think line drives aren't available on error chances. They are not. So it will be caught. You cannot have an error on a line drive. So it is going to actually be caught by Brandon. So 1 away. That's just kind of the way it is for the Yankees in this game. Brandon 1-4. Home run straight up for Pepitone, but that's a 20. He's only a 13 again. That's the kind of day it's been for the Yankees. Pepitone will swing, but probably nothing good is going to happen. It's not. He's going to ground it to first base, right to George Scott for 2 easy outs. And Steve Whitaker, the batter. Tillotson's going to mop up in the bottom of the 8th for the Yankees. 6-4 is a strikeout chance, and he got him. That's going to end the inning. So turns out to be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Bucky Brandon. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. 9-3. And Red Sox fans are very happy. It's going to be Ryan, Thomas, and Andrews. 5-2, possible error on a ground ball. Strategy was obviously no longer employed. 4-6 is a ground ball to short. That's a 3, and we will get an error. Amaro is a 7, so it's just the way it's gone for the Yankees. An error, E6, and we got our runner aboard, Mike Ryan, on the error by Amaro. That'll bring up George Thomas, his first at bat since being inserted for defense. On the double switch. 1-4, another possible error. 3-1 is a ground ball to short, but that's a 16. So this time the shortstop Amaro will make the play with a 7. So 16 is way above that. So we're checking for a possible double play, but he's a 0. So the halfway makes him a 1. The pivot at second, Clark is a 0. This has to be a 1 to be a double play. And it is. How about that? They turned the double play. 6-4-3. Finally something good happened for the Yankees. 6-4-3 double play. That wipes out the error. And now here's Andrews. 1-3 blank. We go to Andrews. 3-3, and that's a power result to right field. Needs a 5 or less. That's a 10. It's a deep fly to right, and that's going to be caught out there by Roy White, and that's going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody left. We go to the top of the 9th. I know RJL says the game is never over in an inside pitch, but this one might challenge that theory. It's going to be White, Smith, and Amaro, unless they want to go to a pinch hitter. They do have John Kenny on the bench. He's a pretty good hitter. I don't know if they want to use him for White, Smith, or Amaro. They're all about the same hitter. So I think they're going to pinch hit for Amaro. Although Amaro does have 2 hits. I think Charlie Smith's going to get pinch hit for. Right now, Roy White's going to bat. 4-6 is a blank, since he's a switch hitter batting left-handed. That's a 6-3. Star 5 is a fly to left field. Yastrzemski is there, 1 away. And now we'll get a pinch hitter. It will be Kenny to pinch hit for Charlie Smith. So Kenny, Jerry Kenny, limited duty. Only had 58 at bats, but he did hit 310. So might as well use him, as he will hit for Charlie Smith. 2-3 is the ballpark card, so we're going to Fenway. 2-3 again, and that is a rare play. What do you know? Just what we needed, a rare play with the bases empty. And we get a 43. 43, rare play, bases empty. Stinging line drive to the pitcher, resolved like an L1 range play. If the pitcher fails to make the play, the ball in his leg, check for injury. All right, so it's a range check on Bucky Brandon. He's a 3. He makes the catch, so it prevents an injury possibly, so he makes the play and all is well. 2 down. Would have had to check for injury had he not made the play. So Kenny is out of there, and that brings us down to Ruben Amaro. I don't think there's anybody on the bench any better. Actually, they are. Dick Hauser. Dick Hauser's going to pinch hit for Amaro. He's a 268 hitter, so why not? So Hauser will hit for Amaro. And if he reaches, we'll get a pinch hitter for Phillipson. Brandon, 6-1, strikeout 2. Got him. All that pinch hitting talk, and nothing happened. Bucky Brandon gets through it. Bucky Brandon pitches 2 innings of giving up nothing and striking out 2. How about that? And there's your ball game. The Red Sox easy victories over the Yankees by the score of 9-3. They won the real game 9-1, so came out to be not that far off from the original. And we'll pause the video and come back with the totals and get you ready for the next game in the 1967 replay. Okay, back for the final line score. And in the game, the Red Sox win it 9-3. 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. Winning pitcher Gary Bell, losing pitcher Al Downing. Not really a player of the game to be had because nobody on the Red Sox had more than 2 hits. Yastrzemski homered and walked twice, but nobody else had more than 2 hits. And Bell went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, which is decent but not wonderful. So, not sure exactly the best method to choose a player of the game. Might give it to George Scott because the score was only 4-3 in the 7th. The bases were loaded with 2 outs, and George Scott hit that double, 2-run double that got the 7th inning ignited. He also had a RBI double in the 1st, so he had 3 runs batted in, a single, double, and 3 runs batted in. So we're going to give George Scott. I guess I'm going to make George Scott the player of the game for the Red Sox rather, and that's the way we'll call it. 9-3 Sox win. So they will gain a half game on everybody in the standings. As we look forward to the next game on the replay, which is going to come to us for the first time, we'll get a first look at the Washington Senators as they take on the Minnesota Twins. The game will be played at RFK Stadium, and it will be Dean Chance against Joe Coleman. It'll be the Twins against the Senators. There are only 2 games on the schedule for the 11th, and Baltimore, Chicago is one of them, and Minnesota, Washington the other. So this is a great opportunity to put Washington on the video. So that's what we're going to have coming up in the next game on the replay in 1967. That'll be sometime midweek, and might be Tuesday, maybe. Tuesday or Wednesday, one or the other. And then we'll move on to September 12th after that. So we'll update the standings and everything else after this game is played. And we'll figure everything out. But that's where we're going to be, at RFK Stadium, nation's capital, for the Twins and the Senators. Kind of ironic because the Twins are the old Senators from the 60s. So just the irony there. But from Fenway Park, it is the Red Sox taking a close game through 6 innings and blowing it open in the bottom of the 7th to win it 9-3. So I hope you enjoyed that presentation of the 1967 American League Pennant Chase and the inside pitch. And I hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.